can be negative or positive. Although interpersonal communication conflict is always stressful, it's important to recognize that it has both negative and positive aspects. Conflict, conflicts are influenced by gender or culture, as in other areas of interpersonal communication. It helps to view conflict in a light of culture and gender. Both experts peaceful influence of how people view and solve conflicts. Conflicts style have consequences. The way in which you engage in conflict has consequences for the resolution of conflicts and for the relationship between the conflicting parties. Conflict management stage is where we get to a point where we have to manage conflict and know how to deal with conflict. And an example of that is to try not to fight in a private, try to fight in a private setting. Make sure that both parties are relatively free of other problems and are ready to deal with the problem at hand. And also, it says, fight about problems that can be solved. Don't fight about problems that cannot be solved, because if that's the situation, most likely what you're going to have to do, or I suggest, is get someone to mediate the situation in order to get a really full, good understanding of what it's about. Now, there is a figure on page, well, actually, a diagram on page 12. I'm sorry, it's a diagram 11.12. It's on page 248. It gives you a diagram of the stages of conflict. And one of it is define conflict. Number two of that would be examine the solution. 3 would be test the solution. And then we have evaluate the solution, and then accept the solution, reject the solution, and then move forward. Now, in conclusion, there is a few recommended exercises in this chapter to guide you in dealing and solving interpersonal conflict effectively. On page 243, 245, 247, 248, 249, and 252, there are interpersonal choices points in the square boxes that you can view to get a better idea of what solving interpersonal communication conflict is about. Maybe you can really, get into them, memorize them, and when you get yourself into a situation where conflict arises, you are better prepared to deal with. And there's also an exercise on page 247 that gives a complete skill building. It's a complete skill building exercise, which gives you pretty much kind of a hands-on training when it comes to what the interpersonal communication, conflict solving is about. And class, I hope you enjoy my lecture today and have yourself a good day. Thank you so much.